Welcome to the Burning Pallets podcast, sponsored by Texsource. Here's your host, Brian Boland.
Hey, what's happening, guys? Another podcast here at the Long Beach Trade Show with Burning Pallets, powered by Texsource. We're here with Mike Hoey.
Hey, everybody.
And let you introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. This is John Walker Hunt with a company called Softshirts out of Greenville, South Carolina.
On our side of the world.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
yes. You're just south of us. We're right across the border in
You said
Kings Mountain.
Greenville, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's only, what, hour and a half?
Greenville. Yeah,
Okay.
once you hit Spartanburg and you're trying to get to Greenville, it's a mess.
So, how did you get in the industry? How did you get into the screen printing? What drove you to it? Mike knows you more. I don't never met you. I mean, I have, but
Yeah.
I don't know your story, that sort of thing. And
For sure, man. So my dad was a screen printer ever since I was born. So that was his bread and butter. Started a company called the Graphic Cow.
Very well known.
Okay.
What's his name used to go in there? Dwayne, I believe.
Yeah, Dwayne.
Yeah. So you grew up around T-shirt printing.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So Graphic Cow, but then you started your own Softshirts? Or?
No, so Clayton actually started Softshirts too. So he was with Graphic Cow up until 2015 and then took some time off. And then he actually linked up with the founder of the brand called Southern Tide, which are you familiar with that?
Yeah, Southern Tide is the big coastal brand. It was sold to like a big conglomerate here. Allen, right? Sold. They sold it.
Sold it to a company called Oxford Industries out of Atlanta. But just a really big kind of pioneer for the Southern preppy apparel.
Yeah.
So they kind
it's
of
the frat boy brand.
Yeah, exactly. So they came together, and with Clayton's knowledge of printing and the ideal shirt for a printer, and Alan's experience in the apparel industry, they kind of just meshed the two and created a high-quality retail shirt for the wholesale market.
I mean, I'm sure West Coast is the same way. You get the West Coast vibe. But there's something to say about the Southern, on the East Coast, the Southern, like you got this...
all the different brands.
All the different, name brands.
Simply Southern.
That's what I could, that's what I'm trying to get at.
What's the other?
It's flooded.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons. There's something to say about on the East Coast. There's just tons of those types of brands.
Yeah, Salt
yeah.
Life.
Yeah.
That's another one.
Salt Life,
Salty
Southern
Dog,
Marsh.
Salty Dog.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Yeah, Salty Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, Salty Dog, they use our shirts for some stuff. They've got all kinds of stuff in there, man. That's just, they are running like FedEx size, like ground trucks is what they pull up to at 8 a.m. And then they got guys running up the stairs, bringing down empty hangers and reloading the store. Wow. It's insane how much stuff they sell.
So what are you printing on? What equipment? And you said you got into the industry because your dad started with. You were born into it, basically. It's something you wanted to keep doing and something you enjoyed.
So I really, I didn't really have a way to get into it, because when he was at the Graphic Cow, there was actually kind of a rule there that no family members were going to be allowed to work at that company.
Gotcha.
So I had taken some time off from school, and my dad was starting this company and basically said, hey, I think you'd be good at this. If you're interested, you're welcome to jump on board and we can kind of see where it goes. So that was a little over 5 years ago, and I haven't looked back, and it's been an awesome experience.
So they're basically they're a blank manufacturer of the soft shirt. So these.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
yeah. Well,
it makes sense. Softshirts is a company. You're okay. I got you.
Yeah, and they sell direct, so you can buy the high quality shirt that I'm not even gonna. I shouldn't mention. Everybody knows what shirt I hate. This sort of replaced that shirt for me because it discharges. It's kind of a vintage, real soft shirt that's got a relaxed fit.
Which is why you're wanting to take those shirts and test them on the Polaris.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, because the Polaris, like my experience from the last show, the smoother the shirt, the better the print, and then it held up really well in the wash.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised. I mean, you guys are, way out here, in California with Softshirts. Is this the first time you did the Long Beach show?
Yep, first time in California in general.
You guys have a booth, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so, like I said, I almost think knowing Clayton and seeing like kind of your story like from the start. Clayton just came to our shop one day with Softshirts, and we're like, okay, and
At All American.
at All American,
Okay.
and so I knew Graphic Cow. They were like a rival shop or whatever, and I'm like, okay, another sales guy, but then he gave us all shirts. And I was like, man, I really like this shirt. And the fact that it's almost like designed to be branded, it seems like.
It definitely is. That's a big reason we kept the tearaway tags. And that was kind of the goal was, with Alan coming from Southern Tide, and we know there's no shortage of brands starting up in the Southeast. We're like, let's make the ideal shirt for all these brands, and that's going to be where we start with this whole thing.
Yeah, and the color palette, all of that sort of gives that vibe.
Exactly.
So it's almost like this, it's like the blank Southern Tide shirt that nobody could get, and nobody was selling something that was that thin, 100% cotton, comfortable. And so I've been an advocate for it.
100%,
He knows.
So it's 100% cotton, soft.
Yeah, and it's BCI cotton, which means that it's like responsibly grown and all that kind of stuff.
Again, I start back with I'm an idiot. I was thinking screen printing, but then you said soft shirts. I was like, obviously it's a t-shirt brand, a t-shirt goods company.
Sure,
but between comfort colors, which a lot of the East Coast Southern use the comfort colors, which all screen printers hate printing on.
Yes, we despise it.
Was that the brand you're talking about?
Yeah, because if you get one little fingerprint on it, it's pigment dyed. You can't spray it out, and then they bleed like a stuck pig. Like some of the colors, they bleed terribly. Where it could bleed through the shirt, or you put them in the wash, and then the wash stains the white print you did on there. I ended up having a rule at All American that if someone insisted on printing on comfort colors, I would show them the shirts that we ate, and I said, look, you can't bring these back because I know you love them, but you can't bring these back to us if they bleed.
I never liked the comfort colors. They're so thick.
Yes.
I never bought one, ever.
Yeah, they were huge for a while, especially in the fraternities and sororities. It's like a staple. But now, more and more, I feel like people are getting away from that really heavy boxy tee, and there's some other stuff out there that's just too light. So I feel like we're just right in that sweet spot as far as weight and feel.
So all I would ever buy from Carolina Made or the Order ACC, those guys, I would buy the Gildan Soft Style, and then the 42,000, the Gildan Performance Poly. It was that cotton feel, but it's 100% polyester.
Okay.
That's what I always would buy. Those are my go-to shirts. Now I know why you have some of those samples at Texsource.
Yeah.
From Josh.
Yeah, and I did like a video where I was discharging because they discharge so well. So you can trust that it's going to discharge. But what I think's interesting about your brand is like kind of your marketing approach is like you find people and you show them the shirt, and then you say to them, like, go tell your screen printer to use this shirt. Like, you sell... They sell the shirt...
Reverse, yeah.
Yes. You've partnered with people, like that, where they fell in love with your shirt, and then, like, they used to call us and say, hey, these guys are, they want to print on Softshirts. And then, so they were, like, sending leads to me, as a printer. And like I said, I've always been an advocate. I've always been a fan of Softshirts, and they know, like, they're not paying me no money. You all could, or just send me some free shirts. But if I like something, I'm going to tell people about it, because then when they try them out, they know that I've given them good.
Yeah.
You put your name behind stuff. You really gotta like the product. And so, like I said, I've been a fan. I hammered them for the longest time to get like a true OD green, and then they dropped that color, and I printed some, military 82nd Airborne stuff on that. So,
what color green?
OD, olive drab.
Okay,
the true military green that is called on for so many projects. If you're doing like military stuff, especially, they want that perfect OD green, and you guys delivered on that. So,
finally,
you got any new stuff coming? New product development?
Really, colors. We're going to do an ivory and looking at doing like a Carhartt brown type thing, which should be
like
cool.
a camel brown Carhartt, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think we might call it toffee. Clayton gets pretty crafty with his color names.
Now, is it true that you guys had a color and you renamed it, and after renaming the color, that color took off and sold? It was like one of the mint greens or one of the greens.
Could have been. Clayton probably knows.
Yeah.
I don't recall that off the top of my head.
So you might be able to answer this question, but you guys making shirts in the U.S. or you guys?
No, so we produce most of our shirts in India, and then we also have a second supply chain set up in Honduras.
Gotcha. I was just curious because, there's no T-shirt manufacturers in the U.S. now, really, anyways.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Or the expense of it would throw you out of a lot of marketplaces.
Yeah.
So you guys went for the more like environmental friendly. People feel good about buying the product because of the lack of
really
chemicals.
Care about a T-shirt?
There's definitely brands that would come to us, and they wanted to see the specs on the shirt.
I would think it would just be more for. There's another dog.
What's up with this? This is
This is the second dog we've seen.
Is there another convention like a dog show?
I don't know. I was about to say something. I saw the dog.
You were talking about brands in the United States.
Sustainability and stuff.
Yeah, so you care for infant clothes, children clothing. That's where I would see what the most care for those type of garments are. But I feel like the adult shirts, I don't care.
Yeah, most people don't care, but brands are very aware of where the shirts came from, and they try to protect their image by and use that as a selling point. Literally strip off, I've used that. Use the description off of their site to say like, look, we are responsible.
Just like a good play on words or something.
We don't put lead in paint anymore, for a reason.
When we started, we knew we were going to be sustainability focused, and actually everything we were doing at the beginning got certified organic cotton. And then when COVID came around, and also there was a big fraudulent, a lot of fraudulent cotton being pushed through the market that wasn't
China,
legit.
Right? That was China.
China was responsible for a lot of that.
There was fraud cotton. Did you know there was like 16 million pounds, or it was ridiculous.
Why would we care about fraudulent cotton?
So it'd be like me telling you that I've made organic bread, but it was really not organic at all, and selling it as if it was.
Yeah.
So that drove the price way up. So then we came across the BCI option and picked that up, which helped us in the long run because we got way more competitive on price and we were able to maintain the same quality. But based on what I've seen, sustainability is such a huge thing now, and
I was shitting on the sustainability, which I know it is, but
personally, you don't go out of your way to make sure that no baby seals were killed during the process of making these shirts. You don't care. Right?
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. But that's just we try to be as sustainable as we can. I feel like sometimes people kind of over deliver on how sustainable things are. We're in textiles. You can only be so sustainable, but our goal
100%.
is to just be better, and that's what we're doing.
You truly said you can only do so much in textiles to be sustainable.
Exactly.
There's a lot of guys want to be 100% sustainable. I won't go any further than that because I'll go off a deep end.
So coming out here to Cali, what have you done outside of the spec of the show? How was your travel out here? Setting up a booth? Have you got yourself smashed? And then were you all tore up this morning because you were like, damn, I need a shot just to get myself back?
Not too bad. We're doing all right. We're in high spirits. There's a really good breakfast place we found around the corner called the Breakfast Bar. Highly recommend that for you guys.
Ryan, we got tomorrow. We've been doing the Starbucks breakfast because the hotel we're at is trying to charge like $20 for a breakfast.
For a piece of bacon.
For a piece of bacon and a biscuit.
That's high. But travel's been good though. We flew out of Asheville into Atlanta to LAX, which was...
Did not know there was an airport in Nashville. I mean,
yeah,
it makes
small
sense.
one. Yeah.
Small, yeah.
It was a breeze, man. And then the setup here has been super easy too, because normally we drive our booth setup, but this time we just shipped it and it was super easy. So
nice.
Yeah. So is this the first time you've been to California?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's got a different vibe here.
It is. It's
sure.
cool. It like the closest thing I could compare it to would be like back home would be like maybe Charleston a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's got its own vibe, if you will.
Yeah.
Well, and just like tonight, stay like 2 o'clock in the morning, wait for all the bad stuff to come out, and you'll get the true feel of what. If your life isn't in danger, you don't get the pure vibe of what this place can really be at night. We were walking to a restaurant last night. And we walked like one thing down too far, and we started taking a left. And I'm like, I don't want to walk. And Ryan's like, no, it's back here. And I'm like, good, because I saw shit. It wasn't pretty.
Yeah.
we were coming up on. But we've been doing the same thing. We've kind of been walking around. I think we ran into you at this really kick-ass Irish pub that's right across from here. That place is truly eclectic and just everything that an Irish pub should be.
It's cool, man.
But
y'all need to go to 2nd Street.
Somebody else mentioned that. So is it line full of places?
Yeah, it's like tons of restaurants and bars and stuff. It's a cool spot down there. Everything's kind of packed together, but it's a lot of action.
You should try to do a shot per bar.
I can do it. I can handle it.
Yeah, and I'll drive us. I'm the designated driver until we get to the hotel, and then as I found out on Wednesday night that I could indeed drink beer and regret it the next morning. But yeah, we're trying to maintain a balance so we have ourselves here and not cause any scandalous activity going down.
Oh yeah,
that's cool. I was getting into this podcast thinking I'm talking to a screen printer, which you have, you have been, but it's a t-shirt vendor and producer. So that's cool. So
yes, sir.
But appreciate you coming on, Mike. You got anything else?
I may have to throw one of these questions on him. This is our left field part,
all right.
But there's nothing with there's nothing with the garment. But you're just gonna I have to take this question for what it is and do with it what you want. There's no wrong answers here.
Okay.
If a screen print is a snapshot of a moment, how does this relate to the fleeting nature of existence in a philosophical context? That's pretty heavy.
Yeah, that's. I can't even wrap my mind around that right now.
Ryan,
honestly.
you got anything?
Say it again.
You want me to repeat it again?
Yeah, say it one more time.
If a screen print is a snapshot of a moment, how does this relate to the fleeting nature of existence in a philosophical context?
It would relate to a piece of equipment called a Pallets, which can do a snapshot of a picture that's connected with AI. So you take the snapshot in your brain, tell AI to make the artwork, and then use the Pallets to create all these different snapshots of
that one-of-a-kind
t-shirts.
vision. Right?
One-of-a-kind vision, one side by side.
Okay.
That was a beautiful answer. I don't think I can top that.
I don't think there is an answer for that. Yeah, but that's kind of the point. It's the curveball we throw at the end of the podcast just for shits and giggles.
Yeah,
there you go.
But there's not too many giggles.
Yeah, because the questions are ridiculous.
Yeah, they are. They are.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for being on.
Absolutely.
And we'll definitely see you over this little weekend. And thanks for letting me just grab you off the street. But I figured let's get you on here while we could.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Thanks.
All right.
See ya.
Soft shirts. Peace
Soft-
out.